Morning, good morning, good morning. Red glare. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hope you're having a good day, E. Oh, spread characters. Mm, so metabolism, yeah. Ooh, nice. Cured right away. Okay, okay.
We built the fastest mini trophy truck on Earth. I think we did it. And your freaky chain drive just held up to 200 horsepower, wide open. Bring it in. I can't believe we did it. You just think for everything. Not gonna lie, I wasn't happy about the whole thing at first, but I'm glad we're here. And I love that thing, dude. That was well worth the drive, well worth all the work. And it's no longer a go-kart. Can we get there? I think we ought to leave it up to everybody watching. I don't see that there's one thing that don't make that thing a trophy truck. Well, speaking of everybody watching, make sure you're subscribed because next week it's time to test that thing and it's gonna hit the dirt. And I'm not planning on being very nice to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week. All right, boys, we're currently standing at the entrance of our latest property we just purchased. This 55 acres got a ton of different trails through it. It's got hunting stands, it's got a pond, it's 1,000 feet of low frontage, and then
Mm-mm. I need to I need to watch some Russian Badger. The Russian Badger. Because that dude is funny.
I'm telling you for the last goddamn time, lower the goddamn bridge, you greasy vest wearing monkey. And if you really want to get fucking fancy pants tack, we don't have time for this shit. All right, fine. So how does a reasonable story like this suddenly involve unrelated shit like shooting Yoda 500 Magnum or Iron Man whipping out a Glock 19?
I'd still like to think that Iron Man runs out of all munition and just pulled out a Glock 19.
Fine. But we're getting technical, the workshop, because in your average four shooter, it would take a shit ton of work to swap out one of the main characters for someone like Arthur Morgan. Show is like mini Arthur Morgan. Start bang. Smoke 12 packs of cigars to build up. But since this is a Valve game on the Source engine, it has access to this wonderful thing called the Workshop, which allows you to add maps, weapons, characters, or any other mod you want. Hell, the model I'm wearing right now is from the Source Filmmaker Workshop. And so is this, and so is this. You want both your fists to suddenly turn into loaves of bread? Bang! Straight off the Workshop. I'm not going to say that everything on the Workshop is a good idea, but god damn it, is it ever frictionless to acquit. Why the fuck would you want Hitomi from Dead or Alive 5 as Francis? And once you start clicking this button, you can't stop clicking this button. Rochelle, Coach, Ellis, and Nick transforming into Nicolas Cage, Battletoad, Doom Slayer, and Isaac Clarke before you know it. I'm on the very shit. You have to be green. You must be green to get the squad. Yeah, bro. You're a battle. Thanks, Nicolas Cage. You're welcome. I think you get the mod situation now. Click green button. Turn thing that looks like this into thing that looks like this. Fuck you. Let's move on to the bad health.
Uh, man, it's snowing out here. Dang, it's snowing a lot, actually. Holy crap. It's snowing a lot. Crap. See, I used to love snow, and I still like snow. But now, it's a little bit different because I have bills to pay. Hmm. Uh,
My name is Tammy.
dang, I didn't get my S power. I could have trained power a little bit more, and I could have got S power, but I wouldn't have had 1200 speed. I can work with that. I can do like 1150 speed, 1000 power, 1000 wit. See, like long distance running is my bane of existence. I can do medium, mile, sprints. It's just the luck of the cards that I got from pulling. Like I can do them. I mean, I can make them a good mile run, a good long runner too. I mean, but not good enough to win a main, unfortunately.
Its problems rely on its villain, in fact, Evelyn Devon, a twist villain whose name isn't very subtle at all in the slightest, and motivations are pretty lame. Granted, it's hard to follow such a great antagonist, but they had a decade to think about this and create something different and new, because for the most part, the story of The Incredibles 2 is maybe the same as the first, Elastigirl taking over Mr. Incredible's role. Like most of the plot, it consists of a hero being dragged back into the game to recapture glory days and restore supers in society. A stay-at-home parent trying to tackle issues with their kids.
I really thought the Incredibles 2 movie was going to be more about the kids. I was like, oh, the kids are going to be older now. You know, Violet's going to be in college or about college age. Dash is going to be going into high school. And then baby Smitty, as I like to call him, because he got like crazy amounts of powers. Freaking Jack Jack. Which I honestly think Jack Jack is a time traveler. And when I look at Gamma Jack, right? Gamma Jack has the same move set or power set as Jack Jack, even the same hairstyle. Because, I mean, if you think about it, right, when we see other characters go from being a baby age or a small child age up to a teenager or an adult, they usually keep that hairstyle that they had as a baby. So if they got a pointy hairstyle, they're gonna have a pointy hairstyle when they get older. So for me, Jack Jack and Gamma Jack are the same character. Now, why is that? Well, Jack Jack can time travel. And if Jack Jack sitting here literally all the time listening to his dad and Lucius and his mom about the good old days, at some point he's gonna go, well, why don't I go and see them back then? I know I would. You know, if there was a golden age of superheroes and I had superpowers and I could time travel, I'm going back to the golden age, you know? And that would make sense for Gamma Jack to want to hang out with Mr. Incredible too, without telling him who he is. I mean, that's how I felt as a kid, you know. I wanted to see my dad do something amazing when I was younger. It makes sense. Like the theory I came up with for Gamma Jack and Jack Jack makes sense. All the way down to their powers. They even have the same powers. But, you know, like Edmo said, most supers lose a lot of their powers when they get older. Well, Jack has like 20 different powers. If he loses a lot of those powers, he can still have 10 powers. He can still have 10 different abilities, possibly. And then when you look at Gamma Jack's profile, they're, yeah, they're just evolved forms of the skills Jack has now. I'm getting closer to the S rank, guys. I can't get there yet. Daggone it, this freaking S rank is so annoying to get to. I just want an S rank character. Just like when I was making B characters and I couldn't make A characters or A plus characters. I'm just moving up, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting close though. I'm getting close. I think I'm gonna end up running Oguri Cap, Taiki Shuttle, maybe Morris, maybe 13-6. Okay. New scenario record. She had the previous scenario record, matter of fact. I think.
Power to do any of that in the first place. It just makes for a much weaker villain when the first one had better motivations where he actually had his dreams ruined directly by his idol. How we saw Syndrome get rejected by
The
Mr. Incredible
epitaph.
himself, how that actually directly impacted his upbringing and attitude against
Winter stash is okay.
once again, remind you in the case of Evelyn, she is just petty. She doesn't want to
I
kill
want those fragments so I can level up one of my SSR cards. Which one, I don't know. Hit it team. I gave her one mouse skill by accident. Bro, how? What? Really? This 12-5 is better than.
Try to tackle that certain problem because that's his ability, being the strongman dad who usually doesn't
Huh?
take care of the house and stuff like the mom would usually do. And we do actually see him struggle with that fact, like discovering how by the day Tony Reitinger got his memory wiped out by Rick because of the loss.
How did I get Shatterproof? I forget.
Which actually makes her
Let me see my cards right quick. I think she gives Shatterproof.
Box roll with that, but then again, it's very virtually repressed characters like Violet in this film, which still plays how the plot is fake similar to the first by having her go back to her emo days because they erased her crushed memories. They really didn't even think twice about furthering her character from where we left her off by the end of the film. She may dress different in this film from where she left off, but she is virtually the same depressed kid that actually gone through the first story and just doing it all over again, where by the end of it she virtually becomes undepressed. Really nothing to the story is really innovating at all. And of course, by focusing a large part on this side of the story, the movie becomes a bit more slow. The vibrant dark action that was present on the island during the events first is not there anymore, and the stakes behind the grand reveal are not grand in any way. And going back to talking about the soup I talked about earlier and their horrendous design, they don't really do much. Most of the time that they are in the film, they actually get mind control for over half their screen time and don't really get a chance to do much useful other than that with their powers. And they do things like focus on this character Void, who actually looks up to the last girl, but there isn't really much to focus on her or her development, frankly. There just isn't enough background for them to be explored or see what motivates them, where despite minimal involvement from heroes like Gatorbeam in the first, you get to know their backgrounds in civilian life and in super life that led to the clues of Kronos for Mr.
Need one more shard. That's great.
By F-tier superheroes that don't really add much to the story. They are just there to say that, hey, there's other supers who are willing to get back in the game and save the day once again. This is also the part where Elastigirl actually got smart like Bob and finally realized what is happening behind the scenes. And see that, to no surprise, as we discussed earlier, she sees that Evelyn Dever is the most horribly named and plot twist villain ever created. Reveals to her how much she's going to uphold the law that is currently standing to stop heroes from becoming illegal ever again by embarrassing them through mind control. The only reason I see her doing all of this is because of how stubborn she perceives her brother, who is the head of the company they run, where she is only the brains of the operation and has to follow his direct orders to get things done, and the only way to accomplish her very goals at the very least is to do mind control. And at least now this is where things start to ramp up in action, where Bob goes out and gets captured, and now the kids have to save the day after being attacked and saved by Rosa, who sacrifices himself for their escape to find the truth. This is the part of the film that puts all the hopes in the kids to save everyone, which they will actually find to be relatively easy, and one where Evelyn plans to use her mind control supers to ruin their reputation. Where somehow, in this part, she actually overlooked the fact that there appears to be other supers on the ship not controlled, as well as a bunch of people who could have guessed something was actually wrong with their goggles. Where somehow, actually in this scene, no one actually gives a second thought to why the fact they are wearing these blue goggles right now when they're actually signing. It seems like there is also another overlooked fact that Evelyn failed to notice that they're actually going to ratify this agreement. They actually signed the agreement right then and there, which firstly makes it hard for
I made the same mistake twice.
they are
Once with wit and once with power. Oh my god. Come on,
mistake to
man.
have the yacht crash into a building or whatever. And you can see that nothing here just never made sense to begin with. Because after all, the kids are finally successful in stopping her plans with ease where everyone else was hypnotized, and this is where the tides were changed and the plan virtually ruined for her. So despite everything working against the clock to save people on the boat and the part of the city, this part actually kind of feels lackluster knowing that she actually failed in her mission much earlier than Syndrome did, who actually threatened the city with an omnidroid under the guise of being a hero himself. Because here she just tries to escape dragging her brother along, realizes her evil ways and jumps down, and then switches her plans to try to kill Elastigirl this time by leaving her in the plane, but that also fails and she jumps, and then she falls from the plane, and then Elastigirl saves her and the yacht, and the people are finally saved. Where we finally notice that Evelyn actually also doesn't learn her lesson, being completely ungrateful for the fact her life was actually saved by Super because, well, she just needs to retain the type of evil traits that make her a villain. And like the first film, the day is finally saved and everyone is happy and they go off to do more superhero stuff by the end of the film. The difference here is that all supers are officially made legal again. But as you can see here, none of the story is really innovative at all. It's more like a soft reboot that's upgraded visually but downgraded story-wise. We don't get much of the same adult tones or themes that were presented to us in the beginning, and it just becomes more of a regular family kids adventure that most people would think these films represent in the first place. And that's actually not what The Incredibles are supposed to be about. They're actually supposed to represent a greater sense of family and the influence that society has around it, where it actually does have some in this film, but not to the great extent that was tackled from before that makes you think back on it when you're much older, where you could say, hey, I get what this means now. I get the adult themes that this Pixar film was actually teaching me. What actually would have been more preferable to this story is focusing on the threat of the Underminer and the stuff that he would cause, or more importantly, just have a better villain with different motivations that would raise the stakes much higher in a world that ended where supers were seemingly accepted back into society. I just feel like they could have done much better to make the story different than what they went for by doing the same exact thing as the first, which all virtually made this more of your basic movie, where it doesn't do too much or too little, it just serves to fulfill your popcorn needs, and that's basically it. And like I said earlier, I will enjoy this film for being that kind of movie that is just fun and whatnot, but it will never come close to matching what The Incredibles made me feel, or that era of Pixar films that did something quite unique that I haven't felt till today from anything that Disney has produced overall. The Incredibles 2 is an incredibly mediocre story that is just there to watch and have a good time. And with that said, I'm all done. So goodbye. This is the 2020 Disney Direct. It's the most powerful.
What to say is really rather nice. Hello, I'm the Riser, and I'm a world-renowned lunatic. I am a person who spent my entire childhood watching sources. Best animation loved by everyone. So as I got older, I developed an obsession. Sorry, it's simply put. I started asking myself what the characters really did, what their backstories were, how they could connect to other things. Every one of them finding secrets, imagining one timeline. As years went on, started talking because the filmmakers and called us crazy. But I'm away from that. Tonight, I had a mission so extreme and so hard time that at 18 next to 10 was a mission to thread every single into a single entity stitched from Pixar's source code. What I mean is, story they told unintentionally and Pixar about Pixar itself. Today is the result of 30 years filled with proof. Stories start to finish as I defeated it being exposed. Once and for all, your puppets funny that puppets franchises between the puppets. Every group by Pixar features something called Via by March. We built this for a very long time. They make the batteries, they make the toys, they make the cards, they're run by machines. And it's so powerful that they end up running the entire planet while we B&L is supposed to represent all our Costco companies in general. This was obvious to everyone until recently. I realized that B&L actually represents Disney. Like Disney, they own Pixar and clean details, toys and comics you see in all the movies are supposed to be that's toys from other movies that the player usually watched. It's like the characters would watch Disney movies just like we do, right? I guess not their own movies. This simple realization tells a story that is so amazing that Pixar is starting to make movies about it. This is the ultimate story of Pixar's own villain. Yeah. If all of Pixar's films were about the same company, then where would this begin? Who are they? What's the story of this company? Well, the earliest we find Vietnam is in the 1940s, and there can early be only one starting point. It's the Incredibles and humans mysteriously started getting superpowers. So the US government creates the National Space Agency. When World War II begins, the agency tries to make more superheroes and fight for them. And scientists like it end up alone, and they try using superhero DNA to make more of them. But it backfires. It just makes super villains. And this devastating shady leaves them behind. So the NSA starts looking for a helper. They find a boy, a very smart boy, who used to be a fan of superheroes. His name was Buddy Pine, but he was constantly working.
Hello there, it is I, Wildcat. Today we're going to be reacting. That's right, you ready for it? So, man, it's kind of whether you want it to be that one. Yes, I would definitely agree with that. So look at our 8 competitors: Dusty Henderson, Marcus Cleveland, Zep Bow, Brandon Renacaucus, Darcy Sharp, Sean Galinki, Aldor Helgeson, and Rocco Jameson. These are 8 of the best. But look at our current format and knuckle up. The next game's Aspen 2026, by Chief Gundy Riders, a 20-minute jam session. That's trick count. Although ranked on overall impression with that talent portion. Well, what that means is that you can watch your next game, you see a run, go on, you see a score design it all. And go on pro scores and overall impression. They judge your time quality. You want to land 100, you want to land 2, you want to land 3, do something different. This is where you can show
Dropping in, 5-time X Games medalist Darcy Sharp. Talking right here, coming in switch. Cat 360, Cat 360. Now, I said he can compete in knuckle hugging in this kind of weather, but with this much snow, it's hard to go fast. You gotta go fast for knuckle hugging. He saw Darcy straight lining in and not really getting the pop he wanted. Shout out the crowd here at X Games Aspen. By the way, first place, yeah, I'm going to try to drop in more in first place. They are showing out, even on a snowy, cold evening in Aspen, Colorado. Unreal support. The band team was like 18-year-old Sean made his X Games debut in Bay Air last night. Very impressive. Sixth place finish. What can we expect from this young man? I don't know. Well, he's over here. His signature trick. That kind of side and then land that. Try to why I mentioned that he's creative on the big air jump. He's going to be creative on the knuckle deer. Right before natural way of riding, opting that way the first one. Mike Bennett, I like it. Let's get the. But just like that, two riders like Shard in the top spot. Palmer Helgeson with, dare I say, the headshot of the game, Siren. What a legend. A silver medal in this event previously been his ninth X Games appearance. Oh. Palmer Helgeson was watching because he saw the winner of that jump runner to explode. That's what Holmes does here. Bringing them back in.
It's crazy. Yeah.
A stroke of lightning will transform the match. Mario Tennis Fever, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Chain on the 7-minute warning. Now come on. How do you switch? I saw him in practice with the cap 7. Let's see you go for it. Cap 7?
Ooh, gold. Gold spirit. Let's go. Sprint ass. Got him. Instead of leg surgery this time. Good. Counter manager as well. I see that. Which we didn't get last time as well.
outside and you're like, oh, heart attack, and then you think you're gonna die, and then like a minute later you're still alive. You're like, oh, frick. Oh, thanks, yeah. That didn't end badly. Danger. Well, the serpent's now. That's how I feel in the morning too, honestly. Three, two, one. Oh. I'm a barefoot. Okay. Good question. I'll take that. I'll take that. We're gonna see what crimes my chat's committing. All right, we'll do the first five. Here we go. Timothy toilets. Oh, this is gonna have been today. Sorry, I had to. It's okay. I have a brain tumor that will kill me in 2 months. What? Got a long time man. Stay frozen. Am I getting canceled for this one? I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know. Are you capping or for real? Okay. I'm not restarted. Wait, you banned for typing and it says you are a degenerate and talk like a child. What the frick, dude? At least I don't. No, I can't make that joke. I was gonna accuse him of being a Chris Hansen criminal. You know what I'm saying? But I just I'm gonna say, hey man, I'm about talking to a woman. There you go. Wait, Russia, what are we gonna get banned for? Never. Well, what time time? Let's find out. I'm gonna regret this. There's a lot of spam in me. Never. He's jerking off his time pipe. Oh. I just tried to cast live and message Rush Pop. I won't do it again. Okay, it's a Project Coffee Pause in chat. WL. W we on fan. L we deny. Okay, yeah, I'm agree with that one. We can understand them. Wait, more Russians? What are they getting banned for? Coffee pasta? They got banned by a Russian moderator chat. Uh-oh. How bad could it have been? Glory to God, our Filipino. Why did you get banned? I apologize to the Filipino boy. Wait, why did you get banned? We can't get political or religious, but thank you for hyping me up. I love you. Punch me. Punch me, please. Hit me like your body pillow, senpai. I love being a femboy. Oh. Dude, it's so
What?
Everyone just says therapy. Tell me what do you think? Unbanned? Alright, for me or you, bro? Good. Final answer. Unbanned. We have done 500 requests, so we gotta continue. I asked you guys for 1 minute. I need to get food. I gotta go put peanut butter and shell sandwich in the microwave for 40 seconds. I'm gonna do it, run back, then leave, and then come back.
5 minutes later.
I rushed back. Well, I can even say I rushed beef. I went and cooked 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the microwave, and I refilled my water. Oh my god, peanut butter and jelly? They're like the Smucker's sandwiches. You know what I'm saying, guys? You gotta eat them up because they're frozen. I'm eating these things. You gotta warm them up. So I microwave them for 40 seconds, and then they come out pretty good. See, I made a meal in 90 seconds.
Says do not microwave the box.
Wait,
Yes, it literally says that. Yeah, you're not supposed to microwave the Uncrustables. I learned that one as well. Apparently, that's not a good thing. There's some kind of chemical inside that's supposed to keep the Uncrustables good until you eat them, and when you microwave them, that activates said chemical.
Things kicked in. Oh, abort!
Hey,
It was a good one.
Adrian, this guy.
We're safe, Sam. We're safe. Andrew's gonna go. We're good. We're good.
My life, man. I'm so excited about this stuff. Friendly, man. You're really.
Hey, but what's he worried about? Andrew's gonna die. He's fucking something.
Really good friend, man. I'm sorry. Right.
Uh-oh.
I'm Adrian. My first day.
No.
Be here.
No.
Oh, God. Why are you pointing at me? Hey.
Edward? Yo, guys. Oh! He's gonna hit with a oh! Rick! Rick, do something!
First day of the day. Oh, yeah. Hey, my mom went to work. Is that the...
Brother Menace, you think he has the dark side. You're supposed to be the Sith, not join them. Wait, Verga. Verga is like sleeping. Cara de Verga. Cara de Verga. Listen. Cara de Verga. Cara de Verga. Dick me. I mean, GG. GG. Wow, is that Doctor Strange? That's gonna tickle. Wicked. I want to throw his back of his nose on foot. Go off, buddy. You're gonna choke down there. You're gonna die in there. That happened if someone was on stream.
He's smelling it, bro.
I feel like this is a joke that happens to this day, guys. If I just like not in there, like, I just lock in. If I laugh at myself, chat, just unfollow. Wait, whoa, maybe not. Maybe if I like my own humor, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Here it is. Heads. Yeah.
Ring, answer the call. I've been assaulted with a big, large ball. The disgusting ferret-like woman on your screen is Fillion. My
Ferret?
bully. Fillion
Hey,
begins.
an apple.
Begins with a healthy corn.
The core of an apple.
No,
Don't be mean.
it's that
Don't be
bully.
mean to me. I love a core string. Let's see, Blink.
I hate you.
God, that was just a pretty boring. Like it wasn't really that funny. However, I do think that can if I were to play two guys, it could probably be 0 for a win. Based on the house, the house looks like that. That was a German house for sure. What is this? Yeah. After VR chat, I'm gonna lose chat. I'm gonna lose the VR. including the answers. Which country is the world's largest producer of coal? India. Longest river in the world? Brazil?
It's the
Or the
Nile.
Amazon? And
It's
which
the Nile. The longest river in the world is the Nile River because it literally flows from one end of Africa to the other. It's so bad. The Titanic sunk in 1912, you idiot. How do you not know when the Titanic sunk? What is going on with the Titanic? See, she said 1927. I said, what? What? In 2012, that was like a big thing. The Titanic sunk 100 years ago, whatever. She has to go touch grass.
Wait, the mic is freaking off. I forgot I had a mic on. You guys know I did it for real, so doc? Or my mom bring the door disaster. Hey, Gramps. I went skydiving. I went recognizing.
I waited 2.7 seconds on a boy named Blue Manchu. I love ride diving. I love Rocky Mountain climbing. I love. Oh, dang. Oh, he hit his sister in VR. Well, that's her own fault for being that close. She gonna know next time. Don't be standing close to somebody when they're in VR and they can't see you. How you just gonna stand there right in front of them, like, and then get mad when he punch you because he's playing a boxing game. That's your own fault. A skill issue. Mm. Whoa. Crap. I'm not gonna get 1,000 win. Definitely should have. Well, I got 3 wit cards. But I don't even know why I give her so much speed anyway, because she's not gonna hit max speed. I don't think. I don't think she'll hit max speed during a spirit race.
Yeah, yeah. your son started. Oh, that's dangerous.
The chair shot gets him every time.
I'll just drop it. I didn't broke my chair. Oh, yeah, I broke the chair. We no longer have a chair. I'm gonna need to get a fake chair. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the chair to buy a chair. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna get a new chair for the next stream. But the good news is, I have a second chair in my room already. You just can't see this one. Alright. Ta-da! What color is it? Orange. Wow. Dad, I go racist. Hey, seems to be off. I'm looking for the top average guy named Three. I go, oh, look, I'm surprising. Say, maybe you might tell me. What is that ball of fire in the sky? Do you guys think Pocahontas got this from the world? I'm sure Crosby said that's what a man believes. English settlers discovered slaves. They were the original chocolate. I'm an Englishman. He never took the sandwich for his name. And because didn't quite a handsome one, in fact. Oh, George Brown, there you are. What's going on? I just thought, what? Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I did it with a Gary cap. That's how I know I can do it with Taiki. It's just literally 20 points off. That's oh my god, bro. That one rainbow training way back when. Straight up. Yep. That one rainbow training that we didn't do back in classic year. Then we definitely could have. Fuck. Man. Block up, man. Oh, they definitely heard it. Oh shit. They the bosses can't hear your achievements. Oh, they definitely heard it. You know what? I have had that happen before though. Like have the achievement song with like playing Xbox and playing a horror game, and the achievement sound went into my microphone. And because it went into my microphone, then it got showed in the game as me talking, which attracted the monsters to me and killed me like very quickly.
day before 9/11. That's great.
Great. Great. I'm absolutely snowed in. That was fast. Because it just started snowing like 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago.
Look, on the left side, we now have a four-letter banner. Early expected snap. What do you guys think it should be? That everyone in Discord can represent with something cool. What? Quick. Good. Whatever you do. All right, guys. Whatever you decide.
Seconds later.
Bye. Hey, wait. Nothing taking something piss me off. I actually feel low. Brother, there's no hospital.
One more time. We'll do it one more time.
It's not even that accurate. Oh, there it goes. Oh, now what? I got tag in the Mother, there you go. You guys are all flat, please no. Okay, no. What does it even mean? Oh my
What guy?
God. Hello?
Shit. It's a girl.
May I speak to the man of the house?
This is the woman of the house, and there is no man living here.
No. Wait, what? How you paying for this phone?
I'm a voice.
Oh, I see. And are you in your little courthouse right now, representing Barbie? Empty alcohol container, driver's one.
Yep.
Space arm, one soap corpse, you better see. Got shovels in there, and a hand-drawn map titled, "This is where we'll hide the body." Well, that all seems fine. Sorry to bother you, sir. What's up? Oh, I don't know. Just feeling kind of antsy, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. My ass.
Okay, this kind of video, eh?
It's a bad feeling, like I'm anticipating something bad to happen. Anxious, I guess.
I'm gonna end the video.
Well, that's okay. I mean, hey, we all feel like that sometimes. Life can be unpredictable. That can be scary. But I'm always here for you guys, and the sun will always come up tomorrow. You know, I keep an eye out. If that would help. Like, don't think it's unlikely. Definitely don't worry. Like, I'll keep an eye out for anything bad in case. You know, I'll be vigilant.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Listen, 30,000 climbers. They can't be really hard. Wait a second, that's gonna be easy. So I just do like this, and I go like in, right? Like here. What?
Try not to make.
I forgot I give myself initial wit. And I wasn't using wit cards to give myself initial wit. Da, 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 da. You going back to sleep? Okay. Have a good one, brother. Son. Ow.
I guess that would go. Okay, well, starting now, no more of that, okay?
I mean, you tried Five Guys. I have?
Oh, no, I have tried Five Guys. I thought, oh, yeah, I did, you're right, I did.
In the UK, I tried Five Guys. So much emotion.
Yes.
If I get the 250 stuff like quit. This is what I get for joking about Five Guys. I can't believe this. That is fantastic, dude. Bye bye.
Bad, you know?
Freak out there. Don't freak on the street stuff. Wait, what's on? I mean, GG, chat.
It's hilarious to watch this happen. These people on Twitter had a meltdown over this game.
Bad guy.
I am trying to figure out the balance of mom life and taking care of myself. I'm taking the kids on a walk and like making it a workout. What could we do with 20 minutes in a stroller? I feel like it's just having a little coach in my pocket. It always gives me new ideas things I never thought of before.
This was hilarious to watch this happen. These people on Twitter had a meltdown over this game.
God, I missed you guys so much. I know I was gone for a little while. Sorry. The holidays, work, catching up on games, getting coffee, and then unfortunately getting pretty big. It has been a lot, but I am doing well now, and I can touch more on all of that at the end. But first, on everything that has happened while I was gone. Well, Clear Tour had a massive Speed Up Game Award at the end of last year, and it also witnessed the trailer dog. Many games from Larian, saw not one, not two, but three versions of Lara Croft in it. We learned that it is truly okay and even encouraged reviews to give feedback on how to make a character hotter, as long as it's the identity and as long as the are vivid. The game called Code Violet came out as a PS5 exclusive.
I watched ESP play this game. It was so fucking terrible. It's amazing.
Why not?
It was so
The game
entertaining.
does not want PC modders to turn it into a
Yep.
winner game. Well, given the game's poor reception, for sure. Now, we also got your faithful news, and while I am still not 100% on this one, I will at least say the world was very good against a lot of Hogwarts Legacy vibes. Two medieval games, nice
Yeah, I
stuff.
think that came out that he went through. I think it's a lot better than I expected. It was a lot better.
Up at 1348, Xphoto both dropped trailers, and these two games pretty much perfectly sum up the state of the discourse in the industry right
Yeah.
now. And then, finally, there's Zygarde, which launched and managed to break over 100,000 confirmed players. But
Wow.
unfortunately, it has now lost about 90% of those players and is sitting at
Only 90%.
1,000 mostly negative reviews on Steam. And while everyone is mad at Jeff Keighley for promoting the game, I am not concerned about Jeff himself. He was the sole marketer for the game, basically the only one. What do they have on it?
The Lone Ranger.
26 times in a lot, so let's dive in. I was late night scrolling through Twitter last week when I came across a post of this dude. It turns out she is a romanceable character for the upcoming game Night Path, and I thought, oh wow,
Great.
she's really pretty. That was it. That was my whole thought. And I was about to keep going, but then I remembered, that's not allowed. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Like clockwork, I checked the replies, and there it is. Good or me? It's so
No
neat.
modern stuff, but she's clearly wearing makeup that didn't exist at the time the game is set. Having a gay character would be more realistic than having her with lipstick. You know, mascara wasn't invented until 1830. I thought this game was supposed to be about realism. Bro, like, it's just, what are y'all talking about?
And I stopped to add,
Jesus.
I would really long
This game
for
would be a new home for itself.
so used to unattractive
Yep.
female characters that look like they were
It's
generated
like a sex doll or a 21st century cosplayer, not a real human being from before the modern times. Right, okay.
by an AI trained on solely mugshot that now a woman with a normal, pretty face is
Yes.
considered good or me. I would like to add, it is literally just her face.
That's right. Yeah, you don't even know what her body looks like. Well, do you want to know the reason why people are angry about this? Is because it's a bunch of fat women sitting there that see a pretty attractive girl, and it makes them mad. That's the reason why. As soon as you understand that, basically, I think this is my opinion, that the entire push of making characters unattractive in video games is just women trying to not see characters to make them feel bad. I think that's literally it. That's the entire thing.
Picture is from the neck up. She is just standing there,
No,
minding her own
I-
business. And you won't even say, yeah. But honestly, I'm so proud of the devs for sticking to their guns amid the backlash. This art direction came directly from a poll that they had run previously with their audience, and they followed through wholeheartedly. But then came the thing that really set people off. Someone asked if there would be representation in the game. And the devs did the unthinkable. And I realized in that moment that it would not have mattered how they said it.
Not modern agendas. These people, like, bro, they were so mad over this. And you know what's really funny about this? The game did so well, too. It's already gotten over like 100,000, 200,000 issues.
Or what exactly it was that they said. The problem was always going to be that they
And
said,
look at this profile picture.
And
These guys
you know
are
what?
he's really good.
which for that. Because if this industry is going to course correct, we need devs who can say no
Yeah.
without fear. The
Yeah,
pendulum
exactly. Like, I mean, if you want to have gay shit in your game, do it. If you don't want to have gay shit, you don't do it. But you can't have a culture where people feel like they can force their ideology on everybody else and then try to shame anybody who's not playing along with it. That's exactly what happened with like removing male and female, where like certain developers felt pressure to get rid of that because other developers were already bullied into it.
and then you have a consensus that comes into play, and now everybody's doing it. It's retarded. And the way that you solve it is just by standing up for yourself and saying that, you know what, I'm not going to put up with this shit, and no, it's not okay.
Well, that's just God's swing and this is what it looks like. We need guests that are solely focused on the story that they want to tell and something that they are truly passionate about, rather than trying to cater to the modern audience or make something for everyone. We need dads who aren't bending over to appease journalists or loud Twitter activists. Dads who are not using their CMH solely as a LinkedIn diversity statement. Night Path is a game that knows exactly who it's for, and it is building for them. And it turns out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like any game where they say this is the romanceable character and it's a hot blonde, that's a game for guys. It is. For sure.
There should be a lot of gamers because they are already at the 200,000 wish list.
Wow.
And you may or may not hear my voice in the
I know it's over 200.
No, it's not bad. That is totally fine. You do have options. Go ahead and check out 1348F Photo, where you play as an angry lesbian knight with a bowl cut on a revenge quest across the Middle Italy. And I do.
Of course.
We say this genuinely, that is one of the most,
Yeah.
yet also not unique pitches I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, I see too much like this.
Like Telegram too. I don't know. The game also features Jennifer English, though, who I love so much, and I think she is so talented. But
Yeah.
I will be honest with you, I don't know how I feel about the female characters, and when I saw the trailer, my thought was simply, I am not sure who it is, but I certainly am not the target audience for this, and I clicked off. And apparently,
Nobody wants to play a scuffed Joan of Arc. It's ridiculous.
when the ex-photo devs saw everything happening with Ninth Path, they could not do the same. They opted to the discourse with a snarky modern identity of
Don't forget to wish list and note the release on your modern agenda. Wait, what?
their own, and journalists immediately materialized to defend them. Here is what is so funny to me. If
What?
you are confident in your game and your audience, why say anything at all?
What?
Well, apparently the Fanvision out does not take it because they have downloaded their Steam discussion boards. Very nightlife, very chivalrous.
Oh my God. It's almost as if all the people on Twitter that are botting likes and that are basically agreeing with each other don't actually play video games. Imagine that.
And speaking
They
of
crashed
double
out.
standards, we have to talk about the ghost himself, Mr. Leon Kennedy. I will admit, even though I am so excited for the game, I am way too much of a baby to play Requiem when it comes out, so I will have to watch my husband play through first. But we recently learned that during RE9 development, a lot of the female devs had input on making sure Leon stayed hot. And they were getting very detailed about it, like the wrinkles on his neck details. You know what? I respect him. The response from everyone has also been great. Joking about it, celebrating it, and give us more hot Uncle Leon. But
Sure.
here is where I do start to spiral a little bit. With this whole thing with Ninth Path, a female character shows up with a big face, and suddenly it is incel checkmate. But for some reason, the same energy does not exist for Leon and his carefully workshopped neck wrinkles.
Because it's completely done by women. That's the reason why. It's women that are doing this. Women love, there's nothing that women hate more than women that are more attractive than they are. Oh, let me tell you something. Oh my God. This is why I've said this many times, that every single time that, girls gets together and they decide who's the most attractive and the most beautiful out of all of you, they will all collectively agree to make the fattest, ugliest girl the most attractive and the prettiest out of all of them. And the reason why isn't because they believe it, it's because they don't believe it. It's because they know that they can do that and there will be no threat to them at all. That's the real reason.
Definitely. I found it on Cars.com. New year, new look. For a home built love, at Queen City Home Store, we have everything you need for every room in your home. Create a new.
Last one down by Beltran, huh? Yep.
Nobody's calling those people here. Somebody's thought is attractive. They're passionate about making him attractive, and there's nothing wrong with that. They enjoy it, the audience will enjoy it, and they'll open up more copies of the game.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing with Lara Croft. A character that's always been meant to be attractive, but the reason the reboot comes out is suddenly you are clutching their pearls over her outfits, over her wearing makeup in a video game where she finds dinosaurs.
Look
And
at
does
her
she
eyes.
need mascara to explore too?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why is Leon use neck wrinkles to fight zombies?
Yeah.
Why does anyone need to look good to be anything? It is a video game. It is for fun and need and enjoyment. And it's really
Yeah, think about this.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about Highguard, which is truly one of the games of all time. So, like I mentioned, it launched with
This game had the same problem. Like all these games have these same problems every single time. Is that they make like this is like an infection inside of American gaming media. It is. American gaming media is completely infected. And this is even, I would say, it's true with TV shows and movies to a lesser extent, is that this fixation that they have around one way or another, making things seem realistic, making them fit an agenda, or giving them some sort of ideological slant. Because I don't know about you guys, but like, even whenever I play games that don't have like a very like explicit like message to them, there's like a certain type of vibe that these certain games have that like you know that this game was made and it was designed by people that want you to think this way. Like, am I crazy for thinking that? I get you, and I think this is unique to American games. Even European games don't have this problem. You know, like Polish games, French games, like Expedition 3, you know, this problem. Obviously, Chinese games don't have this problem. Japanese games don't have this problem. It is purely an American issue.
Don't you
I don't think it is.
numbers,
I know.
and then immediately lost about 90% of them. Now, I am not going to jump on Jeff Keighley too hard for this, but I genuinely do not know what it was that he saw in the game, because after watching the gameplay, it's pretty rough, and I think the conversation probably went something like this. Jeff played a demo, fell in love for reasons unknown, told the devs, I am giving you a primetime slot in this year's Game Awards. And they were probably like, are you sure, Jeff? Maybe a smaller slot, maybe a week. And Jeff said, no, final thought, trust. And then he pointed fingers at the devs and he said, but then reality happened, and it turns out, much like everyone was expecting, the game is not great. Now, why super fair? I do think the internet wants all of the
I don't think that made it.
or
I don't
something,
think so.
you know. Everyone was looking for the
I
next
think I'm just making that up.
They wanted a new punching bag, and Highguard showed up at exactly the wrong moment with maximum spotlight on them. And I don't think most people are rooting for games to fail. Highguard was just at the wrong place.
I always want to see a game that represents an ideology that I always want to see it. And that's not just like a political thing. I don't like care as much even about that. I care about like a game that represents a industry that's disconnected with its audience. I think it's a good thing if something like that fails because it means the market's working.
The wrong time,
That's what I
and
think.
this is just another sign that people are so for the modern slop. We are tired. Just want good games, but we want to see good games. And when something gets hyped up like that, and it does not deliver, then it get roasted. Now, had it not announced like it was at the Game Awards, had they just been left alone and done other things, they probably would have been fine. It would have launched to a much smaller group, and they would have had the time
They would have had dozens of players. Dozens of people would have played like
to changes and develop, and that could still happen. I really am hoping that they will be able to turn it around. Around.
I will say that I find it respectable that they're trying to add in new modes. And if they're able to repair a high guard and make it good, I will be really tremendously impressed. But right now, I'm just not really imagining that happening. I think it's respectable that they, again, a captain that's willing to go down with this ship. Limited 5v5, yeah.
I really did not think that it could get much worse for them after last year, and I have conflicting feelings about all of this. Part of me wants to do the Death Note meme, but the other part of me, this is a company that I used to love, but running across the office, Ezio, Pagan Bandit being one of my favorite villains ever, me and my cousins performing Rasputin on Just Dance, took that game way too seriously. Ubisoft used to have these special sauce, so seeing where they are now is pretty rough. And
I think the main reason why Ubisoft is failing is because they're spread too thin. I think they built up their studio too big,
and they don't have the like the leadership qualities to manage multiple high-level projects at the same time. And instead of canceling projects like, let's say, Blizzard did, what they did instead is they released them anyway. So like Blizzard, you don't know, like they got rid of Titan, they got rid of, there was another, a survival game too. I think there was a third game, StarCraft Ghost, in like the mid-2000s. Like Blizzard aborted all three of these games. Like they didn't even come out. So the fact is that Ubisoft has a lack of quality control. They have too much of a, like they have all these different studios. And on top of that, they're trying to release like 2 or 3 AAA games a year in some cases. And they're also maintaining existing live service games. They're spread way too fucking thin. So maybe Ubisoft could come together and make a really good game if they focused on just making one game. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they're cooked. And I think they spread themselves too thin. I don't think that they can retract in a way that's healthy. I think they're going to have to end up, they've already sold off like a lot of their IPs to a subsidiary that's owned partially by China, Tencent. So I think they're just fucked. But that is the actual structural reason. Like you can talk about it being woke or whatever else, but I can guarantee you that if Ubisoft took the same guys and the same energy that they had making Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and they made it with like a fucking escaped slave right after the Civil War, like they were gonna do, with like this guy being an assassin for like the KKK and other racist people in America, and like maybe even like a soldier inside of the Union Army during the Civil War. This would have been like one of the greatest games ever made. It would have been insanely fucking good if they brought that same energy into it. Because again, like just think about Django Unchained, the game with like really cool exploration. It would be nuts. Too political? I don't think people would care. I think people would still play it. They'd like it a lot.
Yeah,
So the
same.
problem is that they can't do that. And I think also it would have been a lot safer if they had just basically made Ghost of Tsushima called Assassin's Creed. Like rather than try to add in, a woman and a black guy as like the main characters. Stupid. But I really do think that structurally they have a huge problem with the way that it's managed. And I can't not see that.
There are only one month in the Grand
It's fine, done right.
already 16 canceled, including the Prince of Persia remake that they announced.
Imagine having the guys, we can't make the games we made 22 years ago. We can't do it again. I know, we just can't do it.
Some years ago,
Sorry.
4 games have been played, 2 studios shut down. They have a €1 billion loss expected this year, and the stock is up. Now, there are lots of reasons for why this is happening, and some people want to blame the market, but for Ubisoft, I think it is pretty simple. They stopped making great games. And that is a crazy thing, I know, but clearly their priorities shifted to monetization models, internal HR initiatives, consulting firms telling them what modern players really want, and just picking fights with their own audience base. Do you remember when their subscription guide said that players need to get comfortable not owning their own games, not how to make games that people love, but how do we extract maximum value from people that
I'm very comfortable not owning a lot of Ubisoft games. Mission accomplished.
even like. And when Ubisoft games underperform, it's saying, what? Nope. Outlaws maybe Star Wars. Shadows got backlash, they called it a battle that they fought and won.
Oh,
A battle with their own customers. And they're playing a new appealing
Customers, how'd that go?
to fix things moving forward, more empty open world, more live service. The same exact formula that got them here, which is literally the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over. Which I do have to point out that a character from their own game, Far Cry 3, happy to close. So that is one side of the coin. Now, let me show you the other side. Well, Ubisoft is collapsing. Bethesda casually posts on Divinity Original Sin 2, a game from 2017 that just had its best sales month since launch.
Wow.
How did that even happen?
Well, I'll tell you how that happens. It's because all the noise and all the people mad about the game having AI, they weren't me. Nobody actually gave a shit. That's the thing. That's the real reason. Is that all of that noise on social media is totally artificial.
Well,
That's the real
that
reason.
says it's pretty simple. They make great games and they respect and like their players. Announced their return to Divinity, their most ambitious game yet, bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, and you could just feel the passion radiating off of it. But shortly after that, they hit a bit of controversy over sharing that they were using a Gen AI tool experimentation, which personally, I think the whole blow up over this was a bit ridiculous. They reach
They're all
us.
using Gen AI. I mean, they are. It's obvious. Like, I've heard from people inside the industry that tons of these people are using it constantly. And some of them even use it at home in order to store more things themselves, like privately. Like, obviously, of course they're going to do that. Like, if this is a tool that's going to save a bunch of money, they're going to use the tool. Like,
Trying to be transparent about their creative process. But anyway, with all of that, what did they do when they were hit with that backlash? Did they gaslight everyone? Did they call it a battle? So they held a second council to defend our team, the writers, answering questions directly. It is clear that they have a lot of passion and love for what they do and for their audience. Look no further than all the free content that they released the past 2 years for Baldur's Gate. And after 20 million copies and all of the boards, they are still in. They even chose to walk away from the Baldur's Gate franchise for now, which would have been a guaranteed money printer for them because they wanted to work on something they were more passionate about and deliver the most amount of value for their fans. Same industry, but completely opposite results. I think it really does come down to 2 questions. Do you like the game you were working on?
Yeah.
And do you like the people you were making it for? Because when the answer to both is yes, you get Lariat. When the answer to both is no, you get Ubisoft.
That's right.
I did finally
How did I know that?
over the holidays. I was one of those bike sales.
No, I'm gonna be honest, like, that's definitely the case. It is. Like, I feel like really, and this is what's happened with a lot of these studios, is that, like, I hear these game developers and, like, regularly saying things that are, like, patronizing towards groups of people that play video games. And it's like, don't you know these people are, like, the main audience? Like, these are the main people playing video games. What the fuck else do you think is playing video games?
Got me, what can I say? And the whole time I was playing, I kept saying, it's fine, we're both game free. So if you are, if you are RPG, I highly recommend it. It is a very well done game. Woo! Okay, that was a lot, but if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. Like I said at the start, it has been a while, but you know what they say, this makes the heart grow fonder. So hopefully that is true for you too. Hopefully you missed me. It was a really busy couple of months though. I had family stuff, holidays, work. I finally did get to play Dispatch though. I beat Dust 2, which took
Okay, guys,
such an
I don't want to hear it.
to sit down
I don't want to hear it for a second.
and well, really great. Something that didn't feel great was watching Stranger Things season 5 and realizing that I would never get that time back. I also got a new puppy. It was very
Shut the fuck up.
out of then I got sick for like 2 weeks. But I am back now and I'm feeling much better and I am super excited for everything 2026 has in store. So thank you so much for watching and thank you for sticking with me and I'll see you in the next one.
That was a really nice video. It was. Like, I feel like really, honestly, it was so fucking funny for me to see the notes. This is the main thing that I was like looking at here. It was so fucking funny for me to see this crash out. I don't understand why they did this. Don't forget to wish list and note the release date for your modern agenda. Why would you even do this? What do you think? What are you thinking? I don't know why. It's a W video. Yeah, it was. I'll link you guys the video. Give it a like. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ronnie now has to replies. That's it. All brought it out replies. And destroying about it. Someone strongest. This is Jack and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, Sora, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. This is a dude that grew up on PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2. How do I know that? Because I had all the same games. They were so good. Well, you think back to when video games were just when games could just be games. Be an idiot 6-year-old who can't figure out how to get off the starting island in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, you actually you got to hit the tree to get the coconuts to fall out. It feels like back then they could just be anything they wanted. So studios took chances, building experiences that are not perfect. Still iconic. And don't get it twisted, all right? I like the AAA games we're getting right now. I'm definitely not saying that video games aren't fun anymore. But I can't help but looking back at all the summer games and missing the charm that they all have, especially compared to now. They definitely weren't. I think that you still have that a lot with them, right? It's just that you also have these games that are made as corporate slop as well.
Yeah, I think the trophies, like, I actually think that having achievements in video games was bad for video games. Maybe this is a hot take, but I think that it ends up being worse for video games than being good. Because, like, what they do is they direct gameplay, and oftentimes it does it in a way that's annoying or unfun.
All fantastic, but when I look back at them, they all
By
just.
the way, I don't think that's like an objective opinion. Like, I don't think people that disagree are wrong or something like that. That's just the way I see it.
So whimsical and wonderfully simple to picture. You know, that opinion is probably largely shaped around nostalgia. Yeah, more likely I miss the simpler times of my life. Which, we'll talk about nostalgia more at the end of the video, but it's this literal, I adore the simplicity of the games from this era. When I talk about a time when video games were simple, I think a different time period probably comes to each one, right? For you, it might be
1998.
or even the Atari.
Yep.
Your ancient shut the fuck up. All those classic games. Like Kingdom Hearts, Zack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, the weird game with the alien face on the cover that
I didn't have this one, but I have all the
Pick
other
up the
ones.
hundreds of stupid life games that came out around this time that were all just exactly the same, except that one. I love that one.
I think the Lord of the Rings one was good too. Like the second and third one were really good. The Two Towers and Return of the King was really good. It's actually a good game. Yeah.
Fire about it. Prioritize gameplay and fun over any. Whereas anymore, it seems gameplay gets sidelined by the cutscenes and story.
I think this is a huge problem too, and I think this is one of the big reasons why people like From Software games, is that a lot of the actual games that come out, it seems like they have great cutscenes, great sound, great graphics and everything, but actually playing the game, like actually going down and playing the game, is hard to do. It's not good.
The gaming industry has changed a lot. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not your grandpa's GameCube anymore. We got esports teams and VR chat work calls now. The Last of Us is a phenomenal game that tells a familiar yet strikingly unique story. It has the best character writing I've ever seen in a video. There are some not so careful redactions. We learned that on their latest entry, The Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog spent $220 million over the course of 6 years to develop the game. To put that into perspective, they developed the first Crash Bandicoot game, $1.7 million. With that $220 million, they delivered on these stunning, cutting-edge graphics, as well as creating a perfect narrative and overall impactful experience. When you play these games, it becomes fun and clear.
I just think this is like entropy, right? Where like once things get big, they just get bigger. It's like, oh, well, we made 100 million on this one. Well, let's spend 100 million on the next one instead of 50, and we'll make 300 million. It's like people just keep upping the ante and scaling up and up and up.
The Last of Us does not embrace
Until it fails.
Video game. I don't know. The gameplay is walking around slowly, looking at everything like you're in a museum. Maybe avoiding some mushroom zombies sometimes. And if you walk through an area with waist-height walls, you know some guys are going to come out and try to shoot at you. The combat.
I think another good example of like gameplay being king is Once Human and First Ascendant. Both of these games don't have any real focus on story. They don't have any focus on world building. The graphics are Unreal 5 slop. And it doesn't really matter because the games play well and there's good combat, right? And that's why people are playing it. You look at how popular, look at Cow World, right? It doesn't really matter. And these are just devs that try to, I think, one of the worst things to happen to video games is video game developers thinking that they are movie stars or thinking that they are directors. Find it very annoying. Obviously, Kojima is not included, but everybody else besides him.
Flexible at best, and over time just becomes a boring obstacle between you and the next cutscene. It really is a shame, because the world is built so beautiful to look at. It's not to touch.
Who cares?
The story in the game, but
Oh, that's so fucking true. Listen to him.
beautiful to look at. It's not to touch.
That's exactly fucking right, bro. That's so perfectly fucking stated. Yes. It's a great world. It looks amazing. But what the fuck are you going to do in it? What's the point? Why is it there?
stories in a game, but it should never take precedent over the actual gameplay. And hey, I'm a problem solver, all right, bro?
I actually think that story-based games like The Last of Us are great and they have a place, but I think too many games try to go this route, and I think they're making a mistake by doing so. That's really like I have no problem with this. It's great, but the problem is like they're like trying. It seems like they're trying to be like a version of like entertainment mediums, where people are trying to be like TV shows and movies with games, and like people saw these things like
I'm gonna take me a break.
The Last of Us,
Come
Part
back at
Two,
it, see if I can get what I want. Because that one was not it. That failed training screwed me.
That sounds like something really bad. It's never been done. It's not going to happen. All right, bad example. I'm sorry. Look at the Insomniac Spider-Man games instead. They're wacky and less based in realism. They had a phenomenal story, except for the third act of the second game. Still pretty mad about that. Either you've been Venom, I'm standing on that business. And the gameplay, oh my God, they got it perfect. They did it. They did what Naughty Dog couldn't do. Sometimes. I could whistling around the city all day, and they have their little mermaid moment. That's nice that they have that. I mean, it's cool that they have that, but like, I remember playing Spider-Man on one or two for the original PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2. That okay. That was, as soon as I think back, like, I remember playing that game, and I didn't really like superhero games a lot, but I remember playing it like,
Alright, guys. I'm gonna take a nap. I got a headache. But I'll be back later. For sure. And we'll do some more runs and hopefully